What's good? It's your boy Herb Tutter. Welcome back to the transition. This segment today is talking about stay away from the toxic. When we're young, our parents, if they love you from an unconditional standpoint. Now, I can say as a parent, this is our fault because we send our kids into the world believing that everybody's going to love them like we love them. So when they leave the house, they feel like they can get the same love that they get from their parents from anybody. But that's us loving our kids. Now, here's the thing. We send our kids out into the world, and somewhere around the teenage or a little bit, I want to say 10, 11, 12, trying to get friendships or even going into a romantic relationship, trying to have a girlfriend, boyfriend, you have a bunch of people that are sitting around waiting for someone to do what their parents did. Being unconditional to a point where they're stretching out. Most times parents are doing a 80-20 split, coming all the way over to their kids trying to figure out what's going on, sometimes 90-10. Now, when you have everybody that's been trained the exact same way to love the exact same way, where someone else is supposed to stretch out even further to get that love, that makes it hard. That makes it extremely hard because now you're trying to figure out which way are you supposed to go in order to get the love that you're used to. Well, your parents do that, but none of you guys can do that because we're all young adults, teenagers, looking for the same unconditional love with no work. So that means we're looking for high expectations, low return, because we really don't have the work ethic for it at all. We don't understand what it means to be unconditional. Put the person first and foremost in front of you, like the last one, selfless. You can't be selfless if everybody's doing everything for you starting out, and then you come out into relationships. This is where we find out around that early teen, middle teen, that everybody isn't going to do everything the way that you want them to do it, and you're not right all the time. But when you step into the situation, then you realize that, wow, I haven't worked on myself. I'm trying to go into a relationship, be it a friendship or a romantic, hoping that somebody can fix me. That's the worst part about doing that, because if somebody has to fix you, then you should have started on self first. Now here's where the generational thing becomes a problem, because now we're starting to pile children on top of this, where we knew that the relationship was toxic, but we decided to put a child on top of that. Now, if we don't have a better understanding of what our relationship is, and we're going to try to share a child, but we can't share a house, we can't share an apartment, we can't share a car, we barely can have a conversation without arguing with each other every time we do this. Do we really believe that this is going to turn out the way it's supposed to? No. What we're going to have is the baby daddy dramas and the bad decision mama situations, but the toxic continues to keep growing, and it goes generation after generation. To me, as adults, it's time for us to stay adults and leave kids. I've listened to some of my female friends or family members, and they're saying that their son is the man of the house now because the father, which you played a part of that relationship breaking up too. Now we got a boy who doesn't even know how to be a boy, is trying to be the man of the house. How can he be the man of the house when he doesn't even know how to be a boy? We're asking him to man up. How can he? He doesn't know how to be a man because everybody that's not a man is trying to teach him how to be a man. Same vice versa when it comes to females. You can't be a woman if nobody's teaching you how to be a woman in a healthy way. Toxic is one of those situations to where no matter what's going on, you got to get rid of it. I've seen in our family, when our female members of our family get away from a toxic relationship, we're all cheering, we're all excited. Everything good. This is good for you and the kids. When a man gets out of that, we're all wondering like, hey man, you supposed to be back over there with your kids. What you gonna do? You shouldn't even left. a double standard when it comes to toxic in this world. And don't get me wrong, I know it's double standards on a lot of things, but again, me being a man, I'm giving everybody that input from a male standpoint, is that if I feel like I'm getting out of something toxic, I don't need you to explain what I could have did better in the situation when you weren't even around when the situation happened. So for me, when I say this, it's time for adults to be adults. Allow kids to be kids so they can understand how they're supposed to make these relationships better for themselves. Because again, if I'm loving you unconditionally and you get out here in the world and you realize nobody's going to love you like your parents do, then you're going to have to learn how to love when someone's not reaching all the way over. You're bringing the toxic into your friendships and your romantic relationships because you're looking for so much more than you're willing to give. Are you the toxic part of it? Who's to say? You know what I'm saying? But some people have found that person that's okay with that. But most of the times you haven't. And we got a lot of kids that have come from these situations that we should have been working on ourselves before we decided to get in a relationship. That's number one. But even decide to have children, because now we're blaming everybody, especially the parent that's not in a household, for every action of the child, every action of the person that's there with the child. And I've been a single parent father, and ain't nobody gave me no milk, no bread, child support, or anything. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel sorry for anybody that's doing this, because this is a choice. It's been a choice. I mean, unless you have been forced, most of the times this is a choice of having children. So I'm not about to raise the roof with mediocrity. If you decided to have children, that's your job. You're supposed to do that. If you're the custodial parent, you're supposed to know where the school is at. You're supposed to do the doctor's appointments. You're supposed to do all of this stuff because you decided that you wanted to have this child. Whatever disputes you have with your co-parent, man, y'all got to work that out. You can't keep sitting around expecting everybody to feel sorry for you because of something you decided to do. Toxic, man. You got to keep the toxic out of your relationship. But trust me, it starts with self. Everybody's not going to love you like your parents. So you got to figure out whatever you're looking for from people, you got to be willing to give that same amount. It's your boy Herb Dot, man. Today was about staying away from toxic. The show is The Transition. If you don't know me, you can go now. YouTube, because I rap. YouTube, Herb.s. Ooh la la. Herb.s, friends and foe. You'll catch my brother's snippet video, Ain't No Fun, DJ West 1, right behind that. My brother just released his CD, Midwest West Coast, DJ West 1. Go pick that up. 126,000 streams, and he just dropped in December. My album is coming in March. I Am Who I Say I Am, Part 1, The Light Side. Until next time, man, get with your boy.